Hey guys, Joe here from Wild Aquatics and Exotics. Welcome to the fourth video in our Getting Started series where we guide you through the practical process of setting up your first freshwater aquarium. In our previous video, we successfully cycled the aquarium so that it's now ready to add our first fish. If you haven't seen the previous video yet, be sure to check it out, along with our other beginner-friendly videos on basic fish keeping theory. In today's episode, we're going to talk about how to select and add your first fish. And if this is your first time buying fish, don't worry, I'll walk you through exactly what to expect and how to choose healthy specimens. Before you head to the shop, a good habit is to always bring a sample of your tank water to the store to just have it double checked. Many fish shops actually require this before purchasing livestock to make sure that your aquarium is properly cycled. So, on your way to the store, grab a jar of water from the tank and get it tested. Once you've got the green light, you'll be ready to pick out your first fish. Hopefully you've already decided on which fish you want, but here's a general rule. Start with hardy shoaling fish and save more sensitive or boisterous species for later on. This helps ensure your tank's balance stays stable as the bacteria adjusts to its first bioload. For this example, we'll be getting a small group of neon tetras, a hardy and small species that thrive in groups. As they're a small shoaling fish, we'll need to add about 4 or 5, but don't be tempted to add too many at once. This is the first bioload your tank is receiving, and you want to give bacteria time to adjust. Adding a large bioload too early can cause ammonia spikes, which can harm or even kill your new additions in the first week. Now that we've chosen our fish, let's talk about how to assess their health. First, do a visual inspection. Look at the entire tank and check for any signs of disease, ulcers, patchy discoloration, white spots, or cotton wool-like fungus on the body. If you're having trouble seeing the fish clearly, make sure to check the fins. Since they're often translucent, any issues will show up more easily there. Many fish stores also have their tanks connected as a single system, meaning the water in all the tanks is shared, so check the health of the other fish in the system as well. If you spot signs of disease or parasites in any of the other tanks, it's possible the fish you're looking at may be a carrier of those diseases, and stress during transport could trigger them once they're in your tank. If you have any doubts, don't hesitate to ask a member of staff for advice, and if you're still unsure, it's better to wait and come back another time. When buying the fish, ask the staff how long that batch has been in the shop. Fish that have only been there for a week or two are likely still stressed and may not be feeding well. In that case, it's best to give them more time to settle in before purchasing. If everything looks good, go ahead and make your purchase, and don't forget to pick up the right food for your new fish. The staff will prepare the fish for transport by placing them in a bag with some of the store's tank water. Be sure to head straight home, as you don't want your fish in the bag for longer than 1 hour. If your journey will be longer, you may want to ask if they can add oxygen to the bag, but for most short trips, this isn't necessary. Keep the bag in a shaded area during your trip and avoid shaking it or exposing it to sudden temperature changes, as these can cause stress. It's worth bearing in mind that if you're buying plants at the same time as the fish, you should always add the plants to the aquarium before adding your fish. Adding the plants later on would cause unnecessary stress to the fish. It would be best to start with some easier, slow-growing, beginner-friendly plants like Anubias or Java ferns. As a beginner, you can leave them in the pots for now or choose to plant them properly. I will do a video on how to properly add plants to your aquariums in a later video. Once you're home, it's time to acclimate the fish to their new environment. This is an important step because sudden changes in temperature or water chemistry can shock the fish and potentially harm them. Start by turning off the aquarium lights and float the bag of fish on top of the tank water. This helps the water temperature in the bag match the tank temperature over about 10 minutes. Once the temperatures are about equal, carefully open the bag and begin adding small amounts of tank water into the bag. The goal is to slowly mix the water from the bag with the tank water so that the chemistry adjusts gradually, but try to take no longer than around 45 minutes. For more delicate species, you may want to drip acclimate them, which involves using airline tubing to siphon the water from the tank into the bag very slowly. This can take much longer, but it's gentler on very sensitive fish or shrimp. After 45 minutes of acclimating, it's time to introduce the fish to their new home. Do not pour the water from the bag into the aquarium, as this could introduce contaminants or parasites. Instead, use a net to transfer the fish into the tank and tipping the remaining water from the bag down the drain. Once the fish are in the tank, they may immediately hide and be shy for the rest of the day. This is perfectly normal, so don't worry, keep the lights turned off and don't feed them until the next day. I recommend adding a small dose of bacteria booster to help maintain healthy bacteria levels after adding fish. Over the next few days, monitor your new fish for any signs of distress or illness. As there are only 4 or 5 fish, they'll likely stay hidden until they settle in and feel more confident. It's also a good idea to test the water a few days after adding the fish, just to check for any ammonia spikes. If you detect any, do a small water change and add more bacteria booster. And that's it. You now have an up and running aquarium. For the next few weeks, add fish slowly to allow the bacteria in your tank time to adjust to the new bioload. Patience is key, so take things slow and steady. I wouldn't recommend adding any more fish for another 2 weeks. In the next video, we'll go over how to feed your fish. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more aquarium guides.